This has been described as a rare moment of hope. You've come together online to ask what the next few years might look for your region and for Middle East peace, particularly by 2020, and what that might mean for your own futures. Great leaders know that history judges them on how they handle change, so they should already have a very clear vision of how their region and the world might look in 2020, and they should already be working towards that. But time isn't always on the side of today's leaders. If they move towards peace, they'll need support from people like you. So you, the future leaders of your region, must also have a vision of peace, how it will look, and you need to know what you might have to do to support today's leaders in creating that peace. This is your opportunity to take a long, hard look at the reality to which your region has been subjected over many years, to decide what's needed to make for a better future and to give hope for a better future. Ask yourself if you really want a future where conflict remains the constant default option. Do you want your children to live in a perpetual cycle of hostility, suffering the poverty of body and spirit that goes with that? Or do you want them to grow up believing only in force? Or might they renounce the use of force and know Mahatma Gandhi's truth that non-violence is a weapon of the strong? Do you want to continue living in a time and a place where you can only believe the very worst of your neighbours, or do you want to live side by side with neighbours, not enemies? Those are just some of your options, and you'll only deliver the peace option if all sides work and negotiate towards that peace. So I want you to shut your eyes for a moment and imagine that you've actually achieved peace by 2020. Imagine how it will look in 2020. Imagine a region where borders are for visiting, not for guarding. Borders that no one has to fight to protect. Imagine a region whose leaders and diplomats move freely between each other's capitals. Imagine a region where people work, produce and trade to their mutual economic benefit, where enterprise and creativity really thrive. Imagine a region with buzzing classrooms, shared environmental objectives, and functioning infrastructure and health services. Imagine a region where religious differences are not reason for conflict, and where sport is regularly played between countries proud of their sports people. And ask yourself, is all of that possible by 2020? It's a big ask. Some will say too big by far. But by shutting your eyes and imagining it, you've actually seen it. And you'll know it's not a dream. It is achievable, and yes, it's achievable by 2020. And finally, please understand that globally, your region enjoys enormous goodwill, more so perhaps than any other. For some, it goes back to the very beginning of time. For others, it's simply a wish to see you living in safety and in economic security. They want to walk alongside your region as it moves to peace, and to provide the guarantees and the support that's needed. So please understand that others really do wish you well, that the world will back you, really will back you, if you move to peace. Their only expectation is that all sides, and I really do mean all sides, renounce the use of force and commit to negotiating peace in good faith and without preconditions. That's what 2020 could look like. It's your future. It's yours to make, it's yours to shape, and above all, it's yours to take.